Yeah, it is working.
Yeah. Hi, Shiva.
Hi, sir.
So, what are you doing today in Docker demo?
Yeah, so today I'm going to set up basic PHP development with the LAMP environment in Docker. By using
Hmm.
Docker. So
Okay, okay.
start. So this is about the introduction about LAMP. So basically, LAMP is an open source web development platform. So we can use as Linux as the operating system, and Apache as for the web server purpose, and the MySQL as the database management in the backend, and the PHP it uses as the script we can take as the object-oriented scripting language. So a LAMP is basically suitable for building dynamic websites and for web applications to maintain the sites. So the particular software combination with the LAMP has become so popular because it is as sufficient to host a variety of website frameworks like Drupal, Joomla, and as well as WordPress to maintain the sites. So this is about LAMP introduction. So to we are going to in the Docker to install Docker. So this is a prerequisite. Docker and Docker Compose should be installed on our EC2 server. So for that, I'm going to AWS console. So select EC2, select instances. So choose launch instance. I'm just giving Docker itself a name. Choose OS, Ubuntu OS. Uh, I'm going with 20.04 Ubuntu server. Let's select our key pair, which I have created already. So this is the default options, VPC as well as subnet. So create security group. Let's allow. Okay, just allow this one as well. Let's increase our storage up to 50. Let's take it. Let's launch instance. So go to instances. So our server is in pending state. So this is a prerequisite. I'm going to install on the EC2 Docker and Docker Compose. So for that I need server. Okay, the server is up and running. So let's connect through Mavax. Okay, go to session, click on SSH. Okay, I need to give the public IP. Select the server. Come down. Think. Yeah, here it is. Public IP. Copy that. To give server. Click on SSH settings. Select private key. Choose our private key. So now my server is ready to install Docker and Docker Compose. So let's update our server first of all. To remove. Okay. So already upgraded. So let's install our Docker first of all. This is the first command. Then I need to give sh get docker sh to install docker. So it will take a few bit time. So after installing docker, next I need to install docker compose as well, because I have written the docker compose file also. So just wait for to install docker. So meanwhile I am going with what I am going to do the remaining task as well. This is the tasks I need to perform to create a PHP basic environment in Docker. So for that, first of all, I need to create one directory inside our server, PHP Docker directory. Then after changing to the directory, then I need to create one simple PHP file script with the Docker file. Okay. So after that, I need one index.php to configure on the web server. So it will show in the web server whenever we hit the public IP URL. Okay, so these are the commands. Then I need to execute Docker commands to build and create container from Docker file. Then I'm going to create one Docker compose YAML file to configure the services, DB services in the backend to connect to the PHP. So last one, I need to configure MySQL in Docker compose YAML to connect with the PHP. So at last I need to edit the Docker file to install a MySQL extension itself. So these are the tasks I'm going to do now. So let's verify Docker version. So our Docker is available in our server. So let's install Docker compose as well. So for that, I'm going to take this Docker compose command. Let's give it here. Enter. Okay. Let's give the sudo permissions to the Docker compose. Enter. Okay. Let's verify Docker compose version. So it has the build as a Docker compose version is available. Okay, so we have installed our prerequisite in our server. So let's going to do the task one, create a root directory on the server. Okay, so for creating root directory, this is the command sudo mkdir php docker. Let's go to dir php docker. Just give ls. So we have the create a directory. So let's change our directory. So next step is we need to change to the directory whatever we have created now. So let's give php. Just give ls. So there is nothing here, nothing files available. let's so I need to create one Docker file with a sample PHP script with a simple. So this is a Docker file. So in Docker file, I'm going to create a basic image, PHP image 7.4 from, this is the basic image. So from PHP dot colon 7.4, then I need to copy the current folder directory to the user src my app folder. Then after that, I'm going to give working directory. So because whenever we created a container, so the container, it will go into this working directory. It's as like one kind of cd uh, folder, change directory folder. So that have given user src my app. So inside the user src my app, I need to create one index.php to connect with on the web server. So for that, I am going to create one index.php with the command php. So let's create a Docker file. Sudo vm. So click on insert. So just take this. Okay. So wq to save this file, Docker file. So I saved the Docker file. Okay, so we have completed task 2. So inside the working directory, I configured index.php. So for that, I need to create one PHP script. So let's create a PHP script. Index.php. Enter. Click on insert. So just give this. I'm just giving the one message. It will show on the web server to test with the web server. Just configure this PHP script. Let's escape. Save this file. So further, need to execute the Docker commands to build the image as well as the container. So let's execute this command, docker build. my PHP app. This is my image name. I'm just giving my PHP app and dot. So from the current directory, it will build the image. So let's enter. Okay. Permission denied. Oh. So the Ubuntu user cannot execute this command. So let's go to permission. So we need to add the Ubuntu user to the Docker group. So for that, I need a command. Yeah, this is the command to add the Ubuntu user to the Docker group. Let's execute this. And even I need to give the sudo permissions to execute the commands. So let's execute this command also. Okay. Now just execute our last build command from the Docker file. Let's enter. So it is connecting from PHP 7.4. Yeah, pulling from library Docker Hub. So I'm creating the image from Docker file. So I have given the steps in the Docker file. So the steps are executed successfully. So finally I build the image. So let's go to create the container, PHP container. So I have given this command. So let's execute this command. Enter. So the image is locally is not available, so then it is pulling from library itself. Now I am creating container, PHP container. Okay, so created. So we'll see the containers, how many containers are listing in our server. So for that, execute docker ps. So our PHP image, yeah, is available inside our server. Okay, so let's, okay, with the help of 80 port number, let's take the public view. Yeah, I have given inside the PHP index.php, so just it will show the hello from the Docker container. So it is successfully showing on the web server. So I will just share here. You can also check this one. Okay. So with this, I will have completed task 4. So next, I need to create one Docker Compose file. In that, I have configured the PHP. Yeah, I already have configured PHP. Now I need to configure the MySQL to connect the backend with the PHP. So for that, I'm going to create a Docker Compose file. So let's create Docker Compose file, sudo vi compose. Okay, so let's take this code. I'll explain it. So first I'm going to take the version 3.1. So you can take as per your requirement. And I am starting with services. The first one is PHP, and it has the container name PHP, and I'm going with the image name PHP 7.4 Apache image name, and I need to assign the port number. So with the port number, you can access this container from the web server. So I have given 80.80 port number. So finally, I am assigned with the volume. So whatever the current folder, the content stuff, all the related stuff in the current folder will be routed into the var www.html. So let's save our file, Docker Compose file, wq. Okay, okay, wait, I think. So before going to the Docker Composer, I need to stop the container first of all. Okay. Let's exit Docker ID. So this is the container ID. Yeah, now the container is stopped. Let me create our is available. Let's save this file. Let's run by using our command. So docker compose up -d. That's enter. So creating network with the default driver. Okay. So we have created docker compose file. So it is on running state. So let's take this. Let's test this with colon 8. So you don't have permission to access this resource. Okay, so we need to configure this with another service like database in the backend, so that it can revoke the website. So for that, I need to configure the database inside the Docker Compose YAML file. So for that, let's configure. Let's modify the whatever the missing content inside the Docker YAML file. Let's configure it. So let's do. Okay, for that, I'm going to configure MySQL in Docker Compose YAML file, so that it can access in the backend itself with the PHP script. So for that is the Docker Compose YAML file finally. So let's take. Okay, I have taken the version 3.1, and already I have given the service one PHP container, and have built on the PHP with the Docker file, and I have already assigned the port 8080 with the volumes. I already given the configuration inside the var dev.html. Another service I am going to add in Docker Compose YAML file to connect in the backend. So for that, I'm taking the image MySQL. You can take it as the version or any latest version. So I need to execute the command with authentication. That is MySQL native password, and the policy restart is always, it has a restart policy, and the environment I'm giving the password is example inside the MySQL. So this is the adminer. The image name is the adminer. The policy is restored always. So we can connect with the port in the web server with the 8080 on the server side, and the container will hit inside the 8080 inside. Let's take. Configure this both. Take DB service. Okay. So you need to give that indentation properly, otherwise it won't execute. So let's take this DB under PHP. So it's good. Okay, that's it's good. So to save this file, now we need to docker compose up -d let's enter. So again it is starting, so it is not starting from the initial, so it has already configuring up to step 4. Now it is executing the db service and the docker compose yaml file. So okay, so let's verify the our web server whether it has successfully configured in the backend or not. So let's check with the 8080 port on the server side. Okay, oh, I think okay, I need to enable the port number on the server, local server. So let's go to security. So click on security group, edit inbound rule. So I need to enable the security for that. Add rule. Let's just give here 8080, so it will connect, give anywhere IPv4 for this demo purpose. So let's execute now. So yeah, so it has configured in the backend with the MySQL database. So I have already given the credentials. Let's execute. We have given the username root and password is example. Okay, no need to give the database. Let's log in. So yeah, I can able to log in with my credentials. So this is the last one. Edit Docker file to set up MySQL extension. So with this, you can able to log in inside the database. You can create a database by just create database. So we'll just create a database and give a name like users. Let's save this. Now you can create yeah, okay, you can create table. Let's take a name. So you can take even favorite color or anything. You can name is the character. Okay, this is also similar way. We take when you need to. So okay, so let's say this enough. Okay, table name give users. Save. Then you can add the new items in the inside it. So this is all about our basic PHP environment with MySQL. So that's it for this demo. So next in the coming demo, I'm going with another configuration inside the Docker. Yeah, yes, sir.
Shiva,
Sir.
done right?
Yes, yes.